evening everybody and welcome to another episode of Dead Folk TV. Tonight we are at a hall near Skipton, North Yorkshire. We've very kindly been allowed in here to do some filming and a bit of a ghost hunt, and I'm sure you will agree it is a tremendous building. It's an amazing building. I've not long been in here. Before we go any further, I'd like to thank the owner and his family for allowing us to come in, because it really is quite special that they've allowed us in this building, without a doubt. I do keep getting around the 1470 for some reason, I've no idea. And somewhere going back in this building, there is, I don't know if a woman was put under the sword, or she was beheaded by the sword, but I keep getting this woman knelt down with this bloke stood there with this big sword, ready to be off with her head. Whether it happened or not, I've absolutely no idea. Does it tie to that day? I've absolutely no idea, okay? But there's a lot of things to me that connect to this house, not just locally, but it seems to go further than that. I could even go to France with this house, and I don't know why, because we're in North Yorkshire, aren't we? So there's got to be a connection to France somewhere, whether it's in its dealings or its people, I've absolutely no idea. And I keep getting the unusual name of Cedric as well. I don't know why that keeps popping into me head. See if you can work that one out. To be honest with you, there's an awful lot here. I don't get anything to me straight away as I walk through the door that I would class as evil or nasty. What I get is a bustle of energy of different generations, okay? For me, the building's got to go back to 1470 because I keep getting that number in my head. It could be older. I truly don't know. I have no idea. Now, if I remember properly, and I'm going off the film Braveheart here, Edward de Longshanks, I think was his name. Longshanks, okay. I'm not saying he stayed here and had all to do with this, but we have a character similar in nature to him. So am I getting parliamentary stuff? Am I getting military stuff? I absolutely do not know, okay? He's a bony looking bloke in his face. I wouldn't have thought he was one of the nicest people. But the odd thing is there another fireplace similar to that in this building? I seem to be at another fireplace with him, or perhaps in another part of the building. Yeah. Okay, I don't know. That's what they showed me. They said not here, but similar. So to me, that meant in my mind elsewhere in the building. Okay, they've informed me as I've come in here, not dead people. The chaps whose property is, and Steve, that in the 70s there were many stars stayed here, so there's no I can say about that because they've told me about it, okay? But I think the history of this place is perhaps richer than perhaps we know, okay? I have connections here, I'm not going to go on about this, to various businesses and God knows what I'm control around here. So I think this place, not just because it's a hall, but I think it had, possibly still has, or had a lot of control over this area, okay? For some reason, I keep getting stuck with France in it in my mind as well, and I'm not entirely sure, all right? Somebody lost a hand in this house as well. I don't know if it was an accident or what, but somebody lost a hand. I'm seeing an hand chopped off here. Obviously, if you go to Saudi Arabia, that means you've been a thief, doesn't it? I don't know if they did that in this country. I've absolutely no idea. Okay. I want to be that way, Skipton, isn't it? Why do I want to be that way? So I want to be, I think, Lancashire.
Yeah, Nelson, Colne.
Yeah, Lancashire. I want to be connected there as well, somehow, with this building. Okay. And regardless who we've got pictures on walls, that makes absolutely no difference. There is connections here to armies as well. I'm not talking World War II, I'm talking cavalry type of thing. I've mentioned before about Cromwell in the Village of the Dead, which were correct, but I'm not saying Cromwell were here. What I'm saying is a similar sort of carry on. So the mix of politicians, power, corruption, and people generally being slaughtered connects to this house, whether it's known or not, it does. Okay. I also keep going down. Do you know if people were buried here within the grounds? And there's an important shrine or grave to him somewhere, but belongs directly to this building or connects directly to the history of this building. It could be either, but either way, I get the burying of the person as being not like a murder, if that makes sense. More like, I suppose, in the time, buildings like this and the proprietors and people that owned and lived here were classed as important. So does this mean that this guy was important in history, or was he just important locally? I have absolutely no idea whatsoever. Okay. Keeps pointing down though. What's below here?
No.
There is political skullduggery connected to this property, without a doubt. And there is definitely executions connected to this property, without a doubt as well. Whether it's through the skullduggery, I'm not saying they were took out into a courtyard here now, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is by order of, you know, like they did in them days, didn't they? And I actually do think there's a connection to some Scottish here as well. I'm going back though. We're not talking 1982, we're talking maybe 15th century or something. There's something that seems to kind of go from Scotland to here to London sort of thing. It's like something, I can't explain it. It's just a connection. It's no, you know, amazing. It's just like a, and the politics and everything else connects to it without a doubt.
There was activity here in the Civil War in the 1640s.
Well, that's what I was trying to say with Cromwell thing.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say. That's what we're trying to say. I'm not saying it was Cromwell, but I just got a similar activity. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I tell you what I get with here and all, Pendle. Do you know what Pendle witches? It'd be interesting to find a link between this and that. Do I think the witches had aught to do with this building? No. What I think is somebody here had something to do with what happened over there. But I don't even know what year was that. But it's pretty solid, you know, in my mind. And Arthur as well wanders around here, somebody called Arthur. But I don't think he's anybody important. Do you know what I mean? bodies. So we're in. I take it this is one of the cellars.
No, this is
The only cellar. This
yeah.
is the only cellar.
Yeah.
Now, I suppose if you turn the lights off and everything, you class this as being spooky. But I actually do have some activity down here. As to what it is, I don't know, but I can feel it. The guts are going. We've got in this cellar at the moment a few bottles of the old wine, but I think over the years you'd have found other things stored in here.
Yeah.
And I can go away from arms to bodies with that. Various things stored in here. I feel a bit like Guy Fawkes, if I'm honest with you. So this here has got a cheeky past, if that makes sense. But there is somebody moves through here. You'll get, if you've got people down here that are sensitive to things like this, they will pick up movement of a man, not a woman in here. Do you know what I mean? And he's about mine in your height. You're the same as me, vertically challenged. Okay? The only problem is with buildings like this is they're full of energy, but I don't get anything nasty or bad. Nobody's in danger or anything. It's energy, it's history. If that makes any sense to you. It's a shame we can't have more history about down here, because it was more than just being a cellar with this. I think somebody were kept down here for a period of time. Even if it was just overnight. Something happened down here. Skullduggery. Politicians doing their thing, call it what you want. Got a cracked skull in here, I have. Tried to think what that was. So I take it this white lady that you were talking about, I take it she's over that way?
Yeah, on the top floor.
Yeah. I just got it then because I was asking where this white lady is that's been seen.
On the top there.
And I was taking over that way, yeah?
Yeah, top there.
Right, a couple of things. There's a connection to an important lady with this building as well. There is an important woman that connects to this building as well, without a doubt. And for some reason, and I keep getting it, and I don't know if it's to do with you, or somebody you knew in your past, but somebody hanging. Now, hang on, the difference here is, there's a difference between marching somebody to death and executing them, to somebody actually killing themselves, isn't there? So I don't think it's all to do with this building. I think it's to do with one of you going back in your past, somebody you knew.